Soldiers in the ruins, rubble in the streets, corpses near the buildings, all is light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys, time to make a choice, time to find our courage, time to be deployed. Make our only stand here, make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready, kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the fight. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war because it's a Tuesday. I don't know why it's a particular, like, that's why I'm fighting the war is because it's on a Tuesday. I assume it's just because it's there to be fought, you know, in these sorts of terms, metaphorically, so to speak. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday. It is May 21st, 2019. Can you believe we are already past the midway point of June? It is hard to believe that we are almost there and that we are getting ready to go. And there you go. Yeah, exactly, Echo. Cancer is to be fought, indeed. Yeah, so we are heading on towards May, and we've got a lot of stuff going on, folks. A lot of busy things to talk about today. But before we get there, just a couple of reminders about ways to support the stream. If you have not already done so, please follow this channel. That is always appreciated, so that you can find out when it is that we're going live and come over and hang out with us. Exclamation point ARV Cord will get you over to the Discord channel where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. We have a number of people that have actually joined up with the Discord server lately, so that's great. Let's keep that going. Exclamation point ARVTube will get you over to my YouTube channel where you can check out past broadcasts of this and many other games and things like that that we play. Exclamation point ARV Tweets will get you over to my Twitter where you can follow me over there as I charge towards 1,000 followers. And then, of course, we've got the Twitter itself to actually retweet the stream. So exclamation point tweet would allow that to be able to handle things. That would be really appreciated. Oh yeah, well the streamer introductions were always appreciated, but I understand that, Echo. Focusing on yourself is definitely important. So hope all's well, man. So yeah, exclamation point are of tweets, and then exclamation point tweet. Please retweet the stream. That is always very much appreciated. And that, of course, leads us on to talk about the financial ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so already, please consider supporting us with the Patreon, exclamation point Arvtreon for that. Currently sitting at $333.96. Again, you can get cool stuff for yourself in terms of inspirations to help the players, in terms of things you can do to support to get critiques of your writing, professional critiques of your writing, copy of one of my band's albums, a epic character, epic poem, or a character background written about a character that you make. So lots of cool stuff available there. Plus, of course, cool stuff for the channel as we continue to head up past 350 to 400 and so on. Again, that really is the financial backbone of the channel, so that really helps. And then last but certainly not least, of course, we've got the, I didn't talk about the shop, exclamation point Arv shop, where we're going to be getting some more merchandise on there soon. Now that Kilobyte's workload is starting to diminish a little bit, and I can actually focus him back on this stuff because he's been concentrating on all these other things for me, which he's been doing an amazing job on. But so he'll be able to focus on that, which means we'll get more merchandise stuff over there sooner rather than later. And then last but certainly not least, of course, we have got the sub button. Now, we had a big drop off in subs because all of the wonderfully generous gift subs that people gave in the last few days have dropped off. So we are back down to about the mid 40s right now in terms of subs. So hopefully we're able to get resubbed and back up there again. Again, our peak was 71 subs, and we want to be able to, the goal is try to get back to 80 subs if we can by the end of the year. So hopefully people are able to jump on board and resub. And of course, what happens a lot of times is people will, when a stream goes live, come back and it'll be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to resub now, and then they'll do that. So I have no doubt that some of that will be happening today. But anyway, that of course allows you to get a copy of one of these awesome custom sub badges, one of the emotes that we've got, including that one that I saw Nonstop threw up there, the Arvany Witch that we've got there, that Witch Way, plus Aridinel and Echo and all those folks there as well. Yeah, all of that stuff we've got going on down the line. And of course, most importantly, we have two big events coming up. And before I talk about that, I want to get rid of this, and I want to get rid of this, and I want to turn on, wait for it, there we go. Hello everyone, good to see you all. I hope everybody is doing well. And yes, now we have got a couple of things going on over the next few weeks that are kind of important. So we'll start in terms of schedule. So today we have got Sorcery. I am continuing this today. Now, this was originally supposed to be a live illustration stream of Murder at the Diogenes Club, the Sherlock Holmes book that we've been doing, live illustrated by Terry Toons. But unfortunately, Terry's arm is bothering her. And as you folks know, that's something which Terry has sometimes had to deal with on and off. I do not want to have a situation where she's pushing herself and really literally hurting herself to do this. So she is resting her arm, and so that means that we're not going to be doing the live illustration thing today. Unfortunately, we will definitely get her back to do this next month. Fear not, this is not a we will never do this again type of thing. But it is, it is what it is, and I want to make sure that physical things happen. So I want to give her a rest. So that means that we are going to be continuing with Inkle's Sorcery, which is okay because we've been having a great time with Sorcery, and so we will do more of that today. Then we have an earlier stream. Now, this is important, of D&D with GOG. So we are going to have Pen and Pixels as per usual, but instead of starting at 4 p.m. Eastern today, we'll be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. And the reason for that is so that we can get the European folks through their session and then out of there before too late. Why is that? Because during ArvCon, they're going to be back with us again, and so I want to make sure that they get some rest. Otherwise, it's super late for the European folks, and there's 3 of them in that campaign. So I wanted to make sure that they got that. So we're going to be starting at 3 and ending at 6 instead of 4 to 7, 3 to 6 today. However, we will have another stream on this channel this evening because the Arvocalists will be making their way to you at 9 p.m. Eastern when they will be continuing with our playthrough of the Banner Saga 2, which I think we're closing in on the end of, actually. So I think we're almost to the end of the Banner Saga 2, and we should have a pretty good crew here. We will have Little Red Dot with us. We will have Zach Clay with us. We will have GC Darkside Rob with us, and we will have Russ with us at least for a couple of hours. I don't know that he's going to be able to do the full 3.5 hours or so, but he'll definitely be able able to do an hour and a half or 2 hours of it. So we will have 4, and then 3 are vocalists tonight, which will be great, joining us for the Banner Saga 2. So it'll actually be good stuff. Now, that is all leading up, of course, to what we've got going on. And I believe Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, we have Emberwind, I think. I need to double check that again. But I believe it is Emberwind. You know what? Let's stop guessing. Let's stop guessing here, and let's actually look for ourselves. You can also find this, of course, at arvinelleron.com. Let's find out exactly when the Devil My Own channel has scheduled. Yeah, it is Thursday. That's right. I wasn't sure because they just did one last Thursday, but they did this to kind of compensate for Cat's class earlier in the month. So there will be Emberwind on Thursday at 8 p.m. With the Ember crew. That, of course, is John Helfers and Marie Bilodeau, Jen Brozek, Sod, and Brahms. They will be joining you again as that campaign continues to up the ante and move forward. That leads us to kind of minor little thing that we like to call ArvCon. That's right, ArvCon, which is coming up on Friday, and it is the 24th, 25th, and 26th. Now, I want to make a couple of announcements about this very quickly in terms of just notes about things. First of all, in terms of the schedule. Now, again, you can find all this over at arvinelleron.com, but the schedule, as we now have it, stands like this. We'll be starting, and this, by the way, for those of you who have been under a rock, is to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. And before I talk about the schedule, one note, which is to say that we will be featured on Friday, Saturday, Sunday as the streamer spotlight for the I Ate Your Pie community. That is being shared with us by one of his mods, Supreme, who actually runs that program. I am also going to be featured, I believe it's either the 3rd or 4th week of June, for a kind of regular Arvanauts channel sort of feature, but this is an extra thing that he is doing to benefit this convention, which is really, really wonderful of him. So hopefully we will get some crossover stuff from the I Ate Your Pie folks as well. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But so starting on Friday, we will start at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we will run from 4 to 7:30 with the spectacular, as I pull that up again, might as well pull this up again so I can make sure that we're all on the same page. So starting at 4 p.m. with this exact same thing we're doing today, D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder. So that will return to us on Friday from 4 to 7:30 p.m. They will be the lead-off hitters, as it were, for this amazing event. On Saturday, then that's going to be the beginning. Then at 8 p.m., Espergenesis will be here with the full crew, and they will be with us from 8 to 12. So normally we try to go for about 3.5 hours. This will be an extra half hour, so we'll be going from 8 to 12 on Friday, the 24th at 8 p.m. Then Saturday, we get started at noon, and we go from noon to 5 with Adventures in Middle-earth. That campaign has been awesome as well, so that's going to be happening from noon to 5 on Saturday. At 5:30, we get started with our concert, and I have a little announcement about this because I have gotten the last person who was a part of our concert last year, and that is one Mr. Kilgore Trout. So Kilgore Trout, who, if you don't know, is a guitar instructor. That's his day job, and he does guitar transcriptions as well. So Kilgore will be doing a concert. Kilgore is always good at this stuff. He's a very good guitarist player, of course. So Kilgore is going to be starting up for us starting at 5 p.m. He will run for 45 minutes. Then starting at, as I pull that up there, then we will lead to Chrono Wolf. That is Matt Van Roon. He will do the second part of the concert. And finally, we will wrap up with Jordan Gonzalez, who has been kind of blowing up as of late on Twitch with his music channel and doing a lot of other good stuff. He's a good guy and has done ArvCon the last couple of years for us. So we will have our 3 people that we had last year will be back doing the concert, and that is going to be awesome. Now, Saturday is going to be interesting in the evening because Saturday at 8 p.m. we have our special event. Now, I want to make clear something here because the special event that I have scheduled for that time is Talisman Origins, which is the single-player event. And that'll be awesome if we end up doing that. However, I am now looking at that. Let me see here. There is a very good chance, I can't announce this yet. I will try to announce it by either this evening or definitely it'll be announced on Thursday. But there is a good chance that the special event will actually be even more special than I thought. And by that I mean that we may have another tabletop-related event. I will only tease this for you with the following. The particular tabletop game that we are thinking of goes somewhat deep to the love of one of the characters whose shirt I often wear. I said mysteriously. I often wear a shirt with this person, real life person's face on it. And that is connected in some way to this tabletop event that may be happening on Saturday. The reason I'm being really vague about it is that this all materialized last night / this morning. And so I'm still in the process of getting that locked down. But it's going to be pretty cool, and you will not want to miss it. So if for some reason that fell through, I would still do the Talisman Origin single player. But if not, then as I say, I'm hoping this won't fall through, because this would be really, really awesome if we did it. So that'll be happening Saturday night at 8 p.m. That is going to lead us to Sunday, and Sunday will be day 3 of ArvCon. We will get started at 12 o'clock, and from 12 to 9 hours of awesome, we will be playing The Curse of Strahd with the crew, D&D with Infinity and Beyond. Now, I should mention that we will have not a full crew for that. We have a couple of people who are not going to be able to make it. One person who has an unavoidable family commitment that they've got to attend to, and then one person who has got other commitments that I knew about, a month and a half ago, that might be able to join later into it, but we're not 100% sure about that. So we will have at least 4 and hopefully 5, but we are not going to have all 6 this time because of the different time frame for when this is actually taking place. Still, it's going to be D&D with Infinity and Beyond, and that is awesome. Remember, our goal here is to hit $3,500. I think we can do that, and we already have the Arcana Spot commands put up. We have assembled an incredible list of sponsors, and I've mentioned some of those sponsors to you folks before, but I will just quickly note again as I pull up the... as I quickly pull up this, I will quickly note again. No, it's not that one. I will quickly note again as soon as I can find where this thing actually is. Where to go? That's not it. Where is it? Where's the thing? There we go. I will quickly note again that the corporate sponsors for this will be 3 Pound Games, Alligator Alley Entertainment, Athos Arts Publishing, GOG.com, Harebrained Schemes, Nomnivore Games, Tin Man Games, Nomad Games, and there is one other possible person that I'm getting locked down. All of those are corporate sponsors, and in addition to that, we have got Dragonspear and Chaotix with a bunch of game giveaways that they have for us, and of course DJ Flashpoint with copies of his code, his album 7777. He's going to be giving away copies of that. Plus, I will be giving away copies of my books and things like that, and a couple of albums as well. So all of that is going to be happening coming up. So we want to thank all our corporate sponsors and additional sponsors. I also want to thank the people who have given away the top donator awards. Now, one of those top donator awards, of course, you folks saw, and I'm not going to pull it all out again right now, but that is the amazing tin type photograph that Rock God did, which is of that picture of the starry sky basically set against a beach. Really, really awesome. That is going to be getting shipped to the top donator. But I'm happy to announce that I now have gotten from Kerflop, who's actually in chat right now, I have gotten the second ones. This is going to be going to the second, the person who donates the second most to ArvCon is going to get this item that I am about to show you. And again, this just arrived to me. This is constructed by him. I present to you this. I guess let me put back the autofocus so that I can show you the detail here. Hold on a second. Let me show you that autofocus. The pen has arrived. Yes, it has. Let me get that autofocus going on. Autofocus. All right. Focus, damn you. There we go. So you can see that. Check that out, chat. That is a picture of this. Right? Now, check this out. This part I think is really cool. Now you can see there's like a claw around the outside. And then there's a gem. There we go. That's being held. Now check this out. This was something I did not expect. So this unscrews, right? Look at that. Come on, autofocus. Yeah. And if you put it on the other side, because this also has those scales. Huh? Yeah. So that is pretty freaking sweet. This is a beautiful pen, and it's also, it's kind of like it's got heft to it, for a pen. I let my daughter hold it yesterday, and I'm like, oh, see, this is kind of heavy. She's like, well, it's not really that heavy. I'm like, for a pen, and she's like, oh yeah, it is heavy for a pen. Like she was expected to pick it up and be like, oh. But no, it's a very thing. So this is going to be going to the second top donator at ArvCon. So first top donator is going to get Rock God's amazing picture. Second top donor is going to go to this person, and this comes from Kerflop. So again, Kerflop, I want to thank you for this. This is really an honor that you would make this to be given away to that person. So you will get this. It's pretty awesome. I am, very excited about that. So, all right, let me get rid of that autofocus because otherwise it causes problems. You always stop the autofocus, but I needed to do it for that. So yeah, that's what we've got. I know. It's right. I just have to be like, ah. So anyway, so that's what we've got going on for ArvCon. Very, very exciting, and I'm happy about that. And then, of course, once ArvCon is completed, I will then turn my attention completely to the next big event coming up for me, which is going to be, of course, Icarus. And I see that Ballsteg is actually in channel. Yeah, ink was sent separately. That's exactly right. The Icarus / Jelinek Kickstarter, and there you can see it's right here. Jelinek, the sequel to Icarus, with all new art from Acela Fabio. This Kickstarter launches on June 11th. I've already shown the video many times. I'm not going to show it again today, but you can go and check it out if you click on that teaser. And you're like, what is this Icarus Jelinek thing all about? I cannot explain how much the art, the incredible art, and the work that's being set up for this looks. I mean, I just got the new pencils. Actually, this might be news to Ballsteg too. I just got the pencils for the cover for Icarus, and it looks gorgeous, like just really, really gorgeous. And that's just the pencils. Then he inks it, then he colors it. But just thinking about what the actual sort of thing is going to look like in the end as one unified piece is really great. So and as you can see, Ballsteg, of course, who is of course one of the people from Athos Arts, Christopher Bell. He's working on that right now. So I could not be happier with how this is coming together, and we're very excited. But as I mentioned, it's really going to rely on you folks. It's going to rely on all of you to be able to get behind both of these things. ArvCon, obviously, this weekend, and then the Icarus project going forward. And I have no doubt that will happen just as it did with the Forbidden Library Kickstarter, which I did some work on today also. I'm going to be finishing up work on that today and tomorrow, the last bit of on a Thursday. Then I have a little bit of work that I've got to do for my day job for school. And then when that's done, I'm doing the last bit of extra information that I need to get to the folks from the Forbidden Library. Then that will be out of the way, and then I will be, as I say, full speed ahead focusing on this Kickstarter with Jelinek and Icarus. So it's going to be awesome. Yes, some of that work might be available. Seriously, the work is just, his art has been just so good. And again, I want to pay tribute. I'm going to use the term that I see in the House of Commons all the time as I watch the British Parliament. I want to pay tribute to my friend, to my right honorable friend. But I want to pay tribute to Chris, because again, Chris has done really great work in kind of making this all seamlessly fit together, and in making just all kinds of things, tweaks of the video, tweaks of just the covers themselves, obviously working on the rewards and the Kickstarter stuff. So Chris has done great work for this, and I hope that we will prove that we are a community that comes together and really rewards that support. Also, because I'm proud of the story. I mean, I worked very hard at it, and I'm proud of the story, and the art is just beautiful, and I'm honored that it's getting the chance to get set to art like this. So that's what we've got going on. And yeah, so we're going to be busy bees. But for right now, the time has come for us to play some games. We've got some sorcery going on. And I want you all to know that as I am in the process of doing this, I just had my physical exam yesterday. I was given a complete bill of health, my yearly physical. They said that my numbers were excellent. All my cholesterol numbers were great. All my whatever numbers were great. And they were like, everything was great. And it's funny because they said, they showed me, they had this new system called the 10-year cardiac risk event, something or other, which they do for everybody. And it calculates your likelihood of having a major cardiac event, which means a heart attack, in the next 10 years. So they listed it off and they're like, okay, so here's what you were last year. And it was 0.6. Okay. And I was like, is that good? And they're like, yes, it's exceptionally low. I'm like, okay, because they basically think if it's over 7%, then they want you to start getting on various medications and stuff. So 0.6, great. And I was like, all right, that's awesome. I'm knocking on wood, by the way, as I'm talking about all this. Like 0.6, I'm like, great. And then they're like, okay, so here's what you are this year. And they clicked on the thing again, and it went up to 0.8. And I'm like, what happened? And they're like, you got a year older. I'm like, oh. And I was like, there's nothing I can do about that? And they're like, well, I don't think you'd want to do what you would need to do to keep from getting older. I'm like, no, that's very true. So the doctor was funny. The doctor was just like, nope, you're doing great. They're just like, keep up what you're doing. You're in great shape. So as a reward for all of this, for the, attempt that I've made to try to, buy new organs. The attempt that I've made to try to keep myself healthy, I got myself a corn muffin. Because nothing says health, people. Nothing says health like a corn muffin. That is some good eats right there. If you want 0.8, all right, corn muffins is where it's at. But we're going to do that, and we're going to get ourselves into sorcery. So let's do it. Oh, man. The fat on my skinny body in belly area makes me that much more uglier. Maybe, I have a good friend, actually, Nedowin, who was exceedingly thin. And then he got really worried because he said, well, I could start feeling my waist. He said, and when I started feeling my waist, he said it meant that I was, I thought there was something wrong. I'm like, do you mean you can feel your belt? Like, for the first time in his life, he could feel his belt around his waist. I'm like, that is what you should be doing, to be clear. So, oh, dude, Aradinel, dude, I know you're joking, but man, don't make those jokes. Don't pawn off kidneys. More important to me than anything that I do financially, financial stuff is obviously important and helps me keep going. But far more important than any of that is that the people that I care about, including all of you, stay around and are healthy. All right? That's much more important. Fat belt. Yeah, right. So, anyway. All right, well, let's get underway, people. Let's get this going. So, as you may remember, in our last session, we actually became, what's that heretic word you use? No, health is important, man. Health makes a difference. Health is what makes it possible for me to be able to hang with all of you wonderful people. I'm very conscious of health because I think about this with my kids all the time and how very, 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 very grateful I am that they're healthy. Seriously, like, the thought of, I'm actually in the middle of this one portion of this one thing with Forbidden Library, which, and I won't get into the details, but it involves a whole parent-child thing. And I feel like anytime I start writing about anything like that, I start tearing up immediately. I'm just like, I'm going to type away. Oh, God. Because I'm a mess when it comes to my kids and my family. Like, I just can't imagine the thought of them being hurt is just, ugh. So, anyway. You could use a kidney? What? Nonstop. Don't know if joking. If any of this is true, I want all of you all to get healthy immediately, all right? I don't want to hear this stuff about, like, well, I have no kid. I mean, in all seriousness, I do want you to get help if you need it, not just pretend that everything's fine when it isn't. But that said, I want you all to be healthy. So, last time, we went into this ziggurat having gotten 3 out of the 4 lines that we need for the North Gate. And we went and hung out with Korga, and we actually found out from the god Korga what the order of the spell lines is, which is super, super useful. So that's awesome. And in fact, we actually chose Korga as our god. He's the god of grace, he's bountiful, generous, full of great cheer, but he doesn't approve of ill will or evil doing. So we need to be careful about that. If we do evil doing and ill will stuff, he's not going to be happy with us. So our boy Korga is not going to be happy if that's what we do. And so we came back out of this, and the last thing that we decided we were going to do as a group was we were going to go up to the top of the ziggurat, and then from there we were going to go back and then decide what we wanted to do next, because we still have that 4th line that we have to get. So I'm going to do that first, and then at that point I will allow chat to take over and make the decisions about what happens going forward. Just responding to someone. Okay. So we are going to head up this way. What was I doing? I was like, I literally was like, I'm doing this, and I'm like, what am I doing? I remembered that I need to pull up something which Netawin is familiar with, and that, of course, is the power of Arvbot. Arvbot compels you. Arvbot compels you. Arvbot compels you with the power of choice. Okay. All right. Get ready to be hit with the power of democracy, people. Wham! You've been hit with democracy. How does that feel? How's that feel, chat? How's that feel when you're hit directly in the face with free choice? What's up, Aaron? You've been hit in the face with free choice. How does that feel? You have been smacked by freedom. Wham! Freedom for all of you. At least freedom as soon as you go to the top, because we all said we were going to do that before. And then freedom. You turn back to the steps and climb higher, all the way to the top of the ziggurat. Night has fallen. Stars spread across the sky in a peaceful repose that belies their true nature. Warring spirits tussling for control of the world below. All right, are we going to look at the view or look at the stars? What do we want to do, chat? Look at the view or look at the stars? This one you can just tell me in chat. This one you don't have to vote with Arvbot. We looking at the view or we looking at the stars? What are we going to do? The dragon compels you. Oh my gosh, Ned. Wow. What's up, Lucathea? Our fate is written in the stars. Okay, stars, stars. Holy cow. Wow, that's crazy, Net. Okay. Anyone else? We only have 2 votes so far. Stars. Are we looking at the stars? Or are we looking at the view? Anyone else? I'm going to last call this. Let's get more votes in. Stars or view? View or stars? Stars or view? View. There are people with flames before. Okay, so view or stars. So wait, gaining weight or losing weight, Net? You're talking about gaining weight, yeah? Or are you talking about losing weight? Okay. Wow. So gaining weight. Yeah, all right, but you're lifting though. I do not lift. If that question were asked of me, do you even lift, bro? My answer is no. I do not lift, bro. Except when I lift this corn muffin. Right. Exactly. Muscle weighs a lot more than fat. Okay, so it looks like we're going with the stars here as we get started. Yeah. No, that's right, man. That's right. With your head tilted back, you can see more stars than you have ever seen in this city. Perhaps you are above the level of the lights and the smog and the dust, or perhaps more stars choose to cluster here around this sacred site. If you were a true mage and not a mere sorcerer, who knows what spells one could weave at a spot like this? Ooh. This is interesting. What should we do? Check this out, chat. We could look at the view. We could try to fashion a spell. Or we could go down. We can try to fashion a spell from the stars at the top of Korga's ziggurat. How awesome is that? I mean, walking is the thing, man. I really, because of the stuff that happened with my heart arrhythmia, I've still really had to struggle quite a bit with getting back into regular exercise. I really want to play tennis again, but it's just very psychologically difficult for me to get back into it, so I'm working on that. But in the meantime, I do walk a fair bit. I mean, I walk around quite a bit, and I do that all the time. I mean, I did that even when I was going to the physical. I saw a guy. I parked in the second floor of this parking garage because I cannot walk to my doctor because it's like, 20 miles away, so I can't do that. So I drove my car, park on the second floor of the garage, and I see this dude go and take, and he seemed to be like walking normally. He was not an older guy. He was just walking normally, and he took the elevator down a floor to go to, and I saw this because he came in behind me because he was going to visit his doctor, and I'm like, I'm not going to go to my physical and take an elevator down a floor, to go to my physical, like something. So I just was like, going walk down, over, walk up. So walking really makes a difference. I absolutely permit. We could try nonetheless. I absolutely permit, as you know, Nenowin. I absolutely permit. But yes, as to whether your self-esteem, I hope you will consider that possible, but yes. Elevator Diaries, this series. What's up, Dragon? How you doing, man? Hey, Dragon, you weren't here for this. Did you see? Here, wait. Oh, man, now you're going to make me do the thing again, Dragon. This is all your fault. No, it's okay. So Kerflop this is the pen that we're going to be giving away to the second top donator at ArvCon, but I figured you'd appreciate this. Hold on. Wait a second. Damn thing to autofocus. Damn you. There we go. See that, Dragon? That pen, sir. That pen goes to the second donator. The second top donator. Yep. And it's even got claws and the whole bit. And yeah, it's good stuff. Okay. Apply. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's a dragon. Slay it with fire. No. But I understand that was the thing with the whole, like, the ladder, too. No. But I'm talking about... My point is just walking. My point is walking as opposed to just having things take you places. And again, this is not judging people who aren't able to do it because of various syndromes and things like that. I'm not in all, people who are dealing with severe back pain, or in no way is this like shaming. It's just like, if you can walk to somewhere, why wouldn't you? That's what I'm saying, That's infringing on my personal copyright. I'll drop the suit if you mail it to me. Cute. Okay, did we last call it? Yeah, that's all. This is another one of those things that I talked about before that I didn't realize this. I used to feel bad if I would be like, they're like, oh, you want to make sure you avoid red meat as much as possible. So I would probably have red meat of some kind, like a burger or something, like once every week or maybe once every 2 weeks. And I used to be like, oh man. And then I started going to Gen Con in the Midwest. And, nothing of course that this is in any way meant to, talk down about the fine people of the Midwest. I know that Chris, of course, is a Midwestern person himself. But like, I did not understand what the meaning of meat and potatoes was until I started going there regularly. They have meat and potatoes like every night. Every night. They were like, I wake up in the morning and I have like, eggs and bacon. And then I have a, ham and cheese with lots of mayo sandwich. And then I have like a steak and potato. Like every night. I'm like, what? Like, that's hardcore, like, that is hardcore meat and potatoes. Yeah, like, I was like, dude, that is nuts. Yeah, there you go, Erdno. All right. So we're going to try to fashion a spell, is the will of chat. 6 times a day having a meal. I'm glad you were able to gain it, though. Maine has the same issue in rural areas, yeah. And again, this is not in any way this is not shaming or anything else. I was just amazed at like how I was like, oh, okay. So, right, for sure. And again, this is not even singling out the Midwest, because I know that there's also many areas in the South where there's a lot of heavy, and this is not any, also there's lots of fried food. Every culture, every place has its own food that's good for you and not as good for you. My point was just the frequency. I just couldn't believe that that's what they meant. I was like, okay, like red meat, I have it once a week, maybe less. I'm like, that's probably shouldn't even do that. And they're like, how about 2 to 3 times a day, 7 days a week? And I'm like, marrying a vegan has been the best thing for your health. Oh, nice. It hasn't helped your weight, but yeah, but I'll bet it's helped everything else, though. Yeah. Yeah, seafood all day, every day. All day, every day. Although, rainbow trout, though, right, Aaronth? I mean, a lot of trout that you can fish in the rivers and stuff, that's good stuff. Okay, you lean back and look up, trying to recognize the stars from your studies. Okay, do we want to cast a spell or we want to do something else? Cast a spell or do something else? What do we got? 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 What? Hadouken. Are we casting a spell? This one you can just do in chat. Casting a spell or doing something else? Yeah, hearty meal. It's actually heart. It's heart dash triple E meal. Excuse me. Oh man. Okay. Wingardium Leviosa. Okay, so cast a spell. Echo says do something else. Lacothea says cast a spell. First link of 2 is simple photo of you. Oh, I gotta double check these things. Why would I be scared of you? What spell options do we have? I don't know yet, Arenth. Actually, I don't... Oh, actually, I wonder if I'd be allowed to... I might be able to actually see what spells we would have. So, give me a second, I'll check that. Okay, so that's... So that... Okay, so that first picture is picture 1. Is that like the before picture? Oh, there we go. Oh, man. Look at the... Freaking gaining the weight. The gains. Going with the gains. I'm watching the video. Going with the gains. I can feel those gains from here. Close to the end. Look at those gains. I feel like all the gains that you made, Net. Well, you look... listen, you do not look to me like incredibly skinny in there. So if that's close to the end, that means that you're heading towards what looks like a healthy weight to me. Oh, sure, Echo, if you have that. Oh, tilapia isn't that bad farmed? The only thing is that I do like trout, but I just love salmon. So I you know, you need to get wild-caught salmon is what you need. Farmed salmon is no good, but wild-caught salmon is really good. So, all right, so here are the spells that we could cast since people asked that. We've got the following as spells that we could cast, or we could do something else. By the way, do something else I think means not leave. Do something else means do some other physical action to fashion a spell. So we've got... Oh, wait. These are unknown. Oh my gosh. Okay, so... These are all unknown spells. Oh my god. These are all unknown spells. Okay, so yeah. So basically there's no... We either cast a spell, and then I basically make up a spell, I guess, or we do something else. And again, as I say, do something else would probably be do some other kind of action. I'm guessing. Oh, I see. Do we lose anything if we try and fail? Well, so technically we can always rewind it. We can always rewind a step, which we've had to do several times in this. That's part of the mechanism. So we don't necessarily lose anything, but I don't know for sure. Oh, no, no, no. That's true. Yeah, bland. Right. Yes, you're right, Arno. I thought you meant all salmon is bland, and I'm like, no. I'll tell you the secret to cooking salmon, though. And I love, oh, man. Good salmon is honestly one of my favorite foods in the world. The key is to put it in parchment paper. If you broil salmon in parchment paper, thus keeping the juices in it, bueno. Magnifique. It is, I don't know if it's midnight, but it's definitely at night. It's definitely at night. Magical research. There's no money going down the research route. So what's it going to be? Cast a spell or do something else? Aaron says cast a spell. What does everyone else say? I want to have fun trying out Sun. I don't know if Sun is available as an option though, but we could try that if you want. So we have cast a spell, 2 votes from that. Echo says do something else. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, not, yeah. Yeah, you don't need a knife. Yeah, if you need a knife to eat your salmon, you're doing it wrong. All right, you may need a knife for swordfish, which is my dad's favorite fish, but you do not need a knife for salmon if it's done right. It's just benissimo. Luau, you want a great salmon? No, I have no doubt, Echo. Of course, I'm sure that like Norway's food, like fish in general. I'm trying to remember. We had some seafood, some Norwegian seafood when we were in Bergen, but many years ago. But I don't even remember. I don't remember what we had, to be honest. I don't particularly like clams or like shellfish, mussels, and stuff like that particularly, but yeah. Okay, so we've got 2 cast spells and 1 do something else. And Lucathea says cast. 3 cast, 1 do something else. The only problem I have with scallops is they're too chewy. I feel like I chew scallops and I just keep chewing forever nonstop. Like they don't... I wouldn't mind them so much. I have the same problem sometimes with shrimp. It's too chewy. I want salmon that's just like, you know. And then my father's problem with fish was always that my father somehow could find bones in any fish. Even if it was filleted properly and no one else had it, my dad would be like, "There's a bone. There's a bone." Like, you're eating it wrong. Yeah. That's it. Shellfish tend to get chewy when it's overcooked. It just seems, Thorn, like it always does then, in my experience. Or it seems like that. Like it always seems to get chewy. I don't know why. Again, like I just don't... I don't like food that I just have to be like, you know, like constantly. Badly cooked scallops and shrimps. It's possible. It's quite possible. I mean, I've had good shrimp. There it is possible. I've had good shrimp. But in fairness, shrimp, and this is the same thing with calamari, it's a little chewy just by nature, though. Even if you have perfectly prepared shrimp, it's a little chewy. Scallops, I don't know. Maybe I've just had lousy scallops. Excuse me. All right. Looks like we're going to cast a spell. All right, people. Here we go. Let's do it. Now, I have no idea here what to choose, so I'm just going to have us choose a letter. So, all right, chat. L, P, or T? What do we start with? Okay, that's interesting, Aaron. You might be right about that. I will defer to a main person. Okay, L, P, or T? What's the first letter? L, P, or T? Just tell me in chat. L, P, or T? L. All right. What else we got? P or T? L, P, or T? L, T for 2. T. L, T, T. P, T, L, L, L. Pot, top, lot, loop. So does that mean, okay, so give me, what do you got? P? Are you going with P, Net? Is that going to be your letter? We've got L, T, T. What's the first letter? We will accidentally cast the self-destruct spell. Okay, so T. L, T, T, T. Okay, anyone else? I'm on top of the world, Ma. I'm on top of the world. Lol. So we've got L. We've got 2 L's and 3 T's. Hot pot can have soft scallops. Going once. Going twice. All right, T it is. Okay, next letter. A, U, or E? A, U, or E? What's the next letter, chat? We got T. What's the next letter? A, U, or E? U. Okay. What the heck? Our profile picture is going to become circular instead of a square. Okay. Thank you, Twitch. That's really important, and I'm glad that's going to foul up our side. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. That's not fair, Net. That's not fair. I can't do that. We have to figure it out together. You got to adjust strategically. You must adjust to what's there. You have to be ready that if you choose E, you might get X. You might have to choose Tex. Or Tech. You might have to do Tech War. You have no idea. Yeah, now I start talking about it. Third letter is R or K or something. It could be, Thorn. I don't know. Okay, so we have U. We have E from Nonstop. E. I'm going to hunt you that till the day you stop streaming. Okay, so E, E, A. So I've got a U. I feel like I'm playing a very high-stakes game of Hangman here. Tap. I'll vote U. Okay, so we've got E. So we've got U, U, 2 U's. We've got, I should have put this for our butt. We've got E, 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 3 E's. We've got an A. Wait, stop choosing different ones, Dragon. You've got a T. Tax, cast the tax spell, causing spells. 2 Utes. 2. What is a Ute? All right, so it looks to me then, yeah, T. All right, so we're going with E. All right, last letter. K or R? Tech or Tur? What's it going to be, guys? Tech or Tur? Tech or Tur? That's true, Hangman would be. Tech. Tech or Tur? Are we going to go Tech War? Mr. William Shatner? K, 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 Kappa. And Dragon Spears R. Alright. Looking at K. Looking at K, I think. And Trending Sparks. We could have made IAK. That's true! That would have just summoned IAK Enforcer. That's alright, he's a good dude. K, because words. Alright, looks like we're going with K. Going once. Going twice. Here we go! Yep, I saw the R, Dragon. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to get outvoted. Tech. Cast! You attempt to raise a spell that does not exist, and you suffer the harsh consequences as the magic collapses around you. We took like 5 points of damage. The icy wind chills you to the bone. Ow. Should we rewind? Should we rewind and do something else? Because I did say that was an option. Do we do the rewind? Now, I'm not always going to do this, but that is part of the thing that we talked about. So let's jump back. All right, we're looking at the stars. We were trying to fashion a spell. It's so bad. All right, so we're going to do something else. You give up. Perhaps the strangest... Oh. Stranger aspects of magic are not for you. Okay. So I guess there's just nothing... I don't know. I mean, the other option, I guess, is to choose a bunch of different letters and put them together, but I don't want to rewind 700 times. That feels like cheating. So, Anyway, at least we don't lose 5 points of damage from doing all that. Okay. So, oh well. Here's what we go. So do we look at the view or do we go down? Look at the view or go down. Like 2 or 3. Yeah, but there must be something else, I feel like. Look at the view. Look. We tried to create tea. No regrets. That's true. I'll actually have what's left over from my Starbucks iced tea, which I have to say is not nearly as good the next day. It's a lot better the first time. The honorable pursuit of save scumming. This is a good point. I think you forgot that we call that tactical save use here. Okay, so we're going to look at the view. Iced tea, yeah. You look out across the city. In the far distance, you see torches in the woods towards the north gate. We saw that before, right? Looking back, you see the lights of Khare coming on and the shouts of revelers, drunks, and nighttime thieves. Khare has no idea what is coming. Go down. The view is quite wondrous, but your journey beckons. You start the long climb back down the ziggurat once more. Okay. By the opening. You return to the opening in the temple. Climb back down. Climb back down as you're going. Halfway down, you pause to rest. Okay, are we looking at the view again halfway down, or are we continuing to go? Looking at the view or climbing back down? Tactical saving maneuvers. Yeah, well, we used to call it a TSU, tactical save use, but... I know. Still evening. I know, it's exactly. Still evening. Look at the view again or down. Look, look, looky, look. Look at these says down. Aerith says look. Thornton says down. Down, down. Aerith says look. Right. That's right. It's going to hurt. Well, yeah, if we like jump over steps. At least going down is a little bit easier, right? All right, last call on this. Last call. We have 1 vote for look, 2 votes for going down. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? My guess is that people are going to be happy simply with when we get to the bottom of this. And then we still need to figure out how to get that fourth line. Look at the view. Ah, we got 3 looks and 2 downs. Okay, I'm going to look at the items while you guys are finishing voting. 3 looks and 2 downs. Lord Mulas, who's the guy who has that last line, I think. That. The priest at the Shrine of Slang might be able to help you find the spell lines to the gate. The shrine is located between the well and the docks in Lower Khare. It feels so much like Arcanum. Tried to jump down even a meter. Oh, I think a meter, because that's like meters 3 feet, right? I did that actually last week. I jumped off a rock down to the ground. I can do that. I'm not a parkour guy or anything, but, you know. Okay. So, looks like people are going with view. In fairness, I don't know that you jumped suggests intentionality, Ardenel. The way you described it to me, it was not an intention. Okay, so looking at the view, you look out to the north. The thick trees are still lit by torchlight, and you hear the distant baying of wolves. Oh, boy. Do we wait longer, or do we climb down? That's interesting. Torchlight, and then the distant baying of wolves. It was a gravity-assisted leap, yes. That's fair. This is interesting. Do we wait longer, or do we climb down? Maybe we should just live here. Seems like a nice place. We could just live here and hang out with Korga. We get our own ziggurat, and... like, where do you live? And you'd be like, I live in Ziggurat Way. Khare, Cityport of Traps. Great view. Yeah, I mean, like, you forget this thing about the Crown of Kings. Let's just hang out and just live in the ziggurat. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, like, we ran into earlier in the game, we ran into a bunch of these creatures that some guy named Vic has been turning into werewolves. So there's a lot of werewolves roaming around the city. And so one of the things that we were advised to do is basically to pay respects to Vic or whatever until we obviously face him, and I assume then we try to take him down or something. But that's my only thing I could think of is the fact that there's werewolves around. Yeah, but I don't think it's in the same place, Net. We see the trees have torchlight, but in the distance we hear wolves. This may be two separate things. Yeah. Invite the farmer guy. Our boy Flanker. Remember the guy that tried to kill us and we ended up being friends with? We just have them all hang out. Have them all join us here on the Ziggurat. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we are waiting longer. Wait. Any other votes for wait longer or climb down? Is Netowin, is that a climb down? Is that a climb down vote? Although be aware that may not mean that we go investigate. Climb down may just be go to the, I mean, we do have to climb down anyway to leave the ziggurat. So, just like saying the word ziggurat. Ziggurat. Most likable guy in the world is the one who tried to kill us. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, going once. Going twice. Might pick a fight against werewolves with guards. Alright. Your bed is like a meter tall. Isn't that pretty tall? That's pretty high, isn't it, Thorn? Alright, so it looks like the vote is to wait longer. Slightly. Half an hour passes. Nothing changes except the sky grows colder and the wind picks up, cutting through your cloak. Okay, do we wait longer again, or do we climb down? Is this one of those hold? Hold? Do we wait longer again, or do we finally climb down? Wait longer or go down? What are we doing? Let me get that vote. Let me get that vote. Let me get that vote. Down. A meter is about waist high. Yeah, I guess that's true. Still in town. Back on your computer. What's up, Kerflop? Welcome back. Wait longer. We have to climb down to be in this adventure. I mean, eventually. Down, down, down. Echo says wait. Everyone else says go down. It's up to you, Ernth. Not necessarily. Down, 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 down. Wait, down. Okay, looks like we're aiming for down this time. Going once. Going twice. Okay, down it is. You've seen enough. You climb quickly back down the steps and retrace your steps to the fork in the road. The fork! The mud underfoot is stamped with footprints, and in between them the prints of many paws. Okay. I'm from the road camp of waiting longer. You walk between clawing trees and thick bushes. The north gate is finally in sight. You can see its imposing, ornately carved wooden doors over the top of the guard huts and low buildings that lie at the end of this road. All right, do we stride forwards? We still don't have that fourth line. Do we stride forwards or do we look at the guard huts? And it's always a fork, not a spoon. Stride forwards or look at the guard huts, people. What's it going to be? Stride forward or look at the guard huts? While you think about this, I'm going to have a bite of my corn muffin. Mm-hmm. Okay, look. 3 looks. Anyone else? 4 looks, 5 looks. Looks like people are interested in looking. Look and look. Okay, that looks pretty definitive to me. You pause to watch the guard huts. They seem quite still. One has a hole in its roof. Weed grows through the chimney of another. Are they abandoned? But between here and there is a long road, lined by thick and gloomy trees. That's true. Well, but time does pass in this game. I mean, it passes in this game from step to step. We may even have avoided a fight by waiting. I don't know. Between here and there is a long road lined by thick and gloomy trees, a patch of wild forest like you haven't seen since the hills. All right, do we go cautiously or do we go quickly? Event-based, yes. Cautiously or quickly? Do we go cautiously? Go boldly. Uncle Elias says go quickly, boldly. Kerflop says cautiously. I got 1 for cautiously and 1 for quickly / boldly. Thorn says cautiously. Go cautiously amidst the haste. Actually, the desiderata is go placidly amidst the haste and bustle of life. Cautiously, cautiously, cautiously. 4 cautious and 2 quick / bold. All right. Going once on this. Right now, the cautiously's have it. Going twice. So that sounds like a vote for cautiously to me, Nedwin. Is that a vote for cautiously, I think? That's how chat is going, it looks like to me. You make your way slowly forward, trying to ensure your feet do not crunch too loudly on the gravel. Something catches your eye. Movement in the shadows on both sides of the road. Torchlight. Oh, boy. Okay. Do we keep going, stop and look, or call out? I know, it's a good question. I actually am going myself on Thursday because every 2 years I go to the optometrist for my eye exam, and I'm going to be getting probably, finally at long last, a new prescription for my sunglasses. Stop and look. Looks like people are recommending the stop and look approach. Yeah, exactly. Well, I have sunglasses that are prescription sunglasses, Net. So I use them. Obviously, I wear my sunglasses a fair bit when I'm driving or outside or whatever, and I use prescription sunglasses. And the sunglass lens prescription doesn't need to be changed as often as this prescription, because this one obviously I use all the time, and I use it in lower light, more light, or whatever the case may be. Oh my goodness, Kerflop with the Twitch Prime sub, resub. Thank you, Kerflop. 9 months. Hey, Kerflop, welcome to that. Kerflop, notice your new sub badge, Kerflop. Please notice, please type, and you will notice your new awesome blue sub badge. Look at that. Look at that blue sub badge. Oh, yeah, the coveted blue sub badge right there. Good stuff, Kerflop. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. So, yeah. Yeah, ooh, exactly. Yeah, so anyway, excuse me. What was I saying? Oh, so these the indoor prescriptions, basically, that I use for these glasses needs to be changed, pretty much every couple of years. Minor adjustments. It's not like my vision gets way worse. Sometimes actually even gets a little bit better. But, they have to make adjustments and tweaks to the prescription every 2 years. But for the sunglasses, because when you're using them, I don't read books with them on, obviously, and I don't use them indoors. I use them outside. And so because it's so bright and because I don't need them for fine detailed reading, I don't need to keep those prescriptions up to date nearly as much. But this is now, my sunglass prescriptions are now basically like 5 or 6 years out of date, which means now I'm starting to notice it where like I can't really look as carefully as I want to. Like on my maps, my Google Maps, I can't quite read the streets as well when I've got my sunglasses on. So now is the time. And the problem is the real expense with glasses. The frames can be expensive, but the real expense is the lenses. Super expensive. So that's the thing you're about to worry about. Hey, Uncle Elias, subscribe for 18 months. Thank you for the sub, Elias. But I gotta say, you don't get a purple feather pen. You have the coveted bronze one. Now, when we get to, assuming they open this up to affiliates or I get partnered, I already have sub badges for 2 years, which is silver, and 3 years, which is gold. So when you got to 24 months, you would get the silver if they open that up for us. But unfortunately, at the moment, I do not have a purple. They just opened up the 9-month one recently. So I have the base one, then I have 3, 6, 9, and a year. And I've got in the queue 2-year and 3-year. Oh, yeah. Definitely Kerflop, because I actually live in the North Bronx, in Riverdale, which is as far north as you can get and still be in the city, basically. And so I drive quite a bit, actually, because I have to commute to work. St. John's, where I teach, is not really that accessible by mass transit. They don't have a subway that's right there. They have a subway that ends about 1.5 miles to the south. And then they have like buses that go to it, but you have to change buses a bunch of times. So it's not really that accessible. So the hope is that someday they're going to complete a subway line to St. John's, which would be great. But until that happens, like the driving is faster. So they have 18-month available for partners now. That could well be. I'm only an affiliate, Thorn. I'm only an affiliate, so. That's funny. I just ran and ducked. That's funny. Elias, whereabouts did you live in the South Bronx? Like what street? And I'm going to close this poll, and we are going to stop and look. You stop ducking into the shadows and watch. Whatever is moving in the darkness, there are a lot of them. Then a gleam of moonlight catches one, and you see it clearly. A wolf clad in tight metal armor. No, a werewolf. And the armor is the same as the one you saw before in the ship. Well, snap. Morrisania, Boston, Road in 169th. Not quite South Bronx. Okay, yeah, but it's in the southern... It's heading that way, though. That's cool. So... I mean, it's an armor-wearing wolf, so... Do we draw my sword, ready a spell? Or wait for what happens? Werewolf, their castle. Draw my sword, ready a spell, or wait for what happens. They can be on our side. Well, they weren't on our side when we were in the hold of the ship, and all of a sudden these werewolves showed up, but... My problem is we need to get through this, and then we still don't have that last line. We need one more line. Can we draw the sword and then wait for what happens? It's one of those things. It's like the Chekhov, like they used to say about the Chekhov play, right? Once you have a gun, if you put a gun in a Chekhov play, if there's a gun on a mantelpiece, that gun better be fired by the end of the play. Because by that point, everyone's like, well, what the hell is the thing doing there? Like, why do we know about this? And so that's the same thing. You draw the sword, you know. Look at Kerflop using the which way emote completely properly. Look at Arvany Witch. Which way do we go? Yeah, not Trends Buddies, exactly. Did you say a cutlass? I don't know if you're joking, but I would have actually had great respect if the gang nonsense did involve a cutlass. Like, I'd be down for that. Cutlass. I'm not a witch. It's a fair call. All right, we're going to last call this. Why would we have an Oldsmobile? I actually passed someone the other day driving an Oldsmobile, and I'm like, I remember those days. God, look how good that emote looks. Kilobyte did such a good job with that emote. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say that we do have silver weapons, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get a chance to negotiate. I don't know. I don't know. No, but it was passing an automobile. No, it was the fact that it was an Oldsmobile. Like, I hadn't seen one of those for a long time, and I'm like, oh, hey. And, of course, it was being driven by someone who was approximately 170 years old. Approximately. Hey, listen. As Scotty, Mr. Scott, says in the original Star Trek, the best negotiator, the best diplomat he knows is a fully charged phaser bank. Now, of course, I do not subscribe to this personally. I think peace is the way. But I have to say that's a pretty good line from Scotty. Yes, that's true. Red, white, and blue. It's true. That's a good one. By the way, those of you who have Amazon Prime, let me make a recommendation. Speaking of the Founding Fathers, if you get a chance to watch the John Adams miniseries, I know I've talked about this before. That thing is so freaking good. First of all, Paul Giamatti is amazing. Laura Linney is amazing as Abigail Adams. The whole thing is great. Like, it really is great, and it gives you a sense of the Founding Fathers and a lot of the problems that they have, too. John Adams was one of the only Founding Fathers not to own a slave, and he and Abigail Adams was vocally opposed to slavery. Yeah, so John Adams, interesting dude. They would attack enemies with cutlasses. Really? Wow. He, and the thing is too, like, he clearly made lots of mistakes. That series, you really get the sense that Adams really was vain and he did make mistakes, but he was a dude of integrity. You could get behind him. Also, the guy who played George Washington was so freaking good. Oh my God. What's his name? David Morse. So good, man. Okay. Let us wait for what happens. You hold your ground waiting. The werewolf does not seem crazed or maniacal. There is no full moon to drive it wild. And didn't you hear that these wolves are under the control of Vic? You are glad of your patience as further werewolves pad down from the shadows onto the path, forming an arc in front of you. Well, crap. Oh, I'll have to check that out, Air, to know. Oh, it's Sunib and Veep. Do we turn and run? Do we threaten them? Get out of my way, or I will take all of you werewolves down. Or do we wait? Do we look at them and go, I'm Team Edward, and then just run? Well, they might have. If they're creating an arc around us, I think if they're, I don't know, but I'm not sure, actually. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, you know what? You're right, maybe. Because we ducked into the shadows. You're right. It may not be. They may not have noticed us. It's an arc in front of you. They may not have noticed us. You're right. You're right, Net. Mm-hmm. Yep. Speaking of actors, by the way, I have to ask. I saw this really, really awesome scene on YouTube from John Wick 2. And I wanted to ask anybody who's watched those films. So I don't like incredibly ultra-violent films, but I do like the Jason Bourne, James Bond, the new James Bond, the Casino Royales, that kind of stuff. I do like that kind of spy thriller stuff. Is John Wick like that, or is it like super? I understand, because everyone says it's ultra violent, but it depends. Like, the Jason Bourne movies definitely have violence, but I'd feel like they don't. That's not the thing that they make a big thing out of. It's not about, like trying to kill someone in a horrific way. And I'm just curious if, like, is it like more like Jason Bourne or more like Kill Bill? If anyone's seen it. I did not, unfortunately, Kerflop. I'm happy to share what I have. It literally nonstop said Kill Bill, echoes like Jason Bourne. Great. Thanks, chat. It's not Bourne or Bond, but not as far as Kill Bill. Super stylized gun fu. Yeah, see, well, that's what I was wondering. Is it more like... So this is going to be a reference. I don't know if everyone's going to get this. So, does anyone remember the 70s series of movies by starring Sonny Chiba? So the Sonny Chiba movies were super violent. Like they were so violent that he would do like a kung fu move and he would like his fist would hit the guy's face and it would cut to an X-ray of the guy's skull being crushed. Okay? Like that was basically that was Sonny Chiba. So is it that? It has a fair amount of gore. Oh god. I feel like I want to see like the TNT like sanitized version because I like the tension. I just don't want all that crazy gore. Oh man. I don't like tons of gore. Trending, what's up, boss? I'd like to ask this werewolf if he'd like to go out on a date. Yeah, you. I was gonna say. I have watched the Matrix. I watched the first 2 Matrixes, Thorn. I never watched the third one because I heard that there was no reason to. I watched the first 2. Thank you for the follow. Shadow. Welcome to the Arvanauts. It's more like John Woo. See, that's not bad. I don't mind a little gore. I just don't want a thing where like everything is like for example, Natural Born Killers really really bothered me. I don't want to see like pencil through the throat, like breaking your arm, ripping off your face. Like I that stuff I just find really like traumatizing. So I don't like that. But a little bit of gore is fine. Like a little bit of blood, like the John Woo thing is okay. Kill Bill bothered me, but Jason Bourne I loved. So it's more like John Woo. Oh, well, the Bourne series is among my favorite series of movies ever. And actually, Jason Bourne did influence my Greyshade books. Not as much as The Equalizer did, but it did influence it. It's slightly more violent than Matrix and far less plot. Yeah, I understood that the plot is not a big part of it. The scene that I'm talking about in John Wick 2 is the scene in the park. I won't say any more than that, where he comes up and talks to the guy who lets him know something. I can't tell what it is. And there's all these people walking around them. It's a really, really cool scene. Really cool. So I like stylish movies. Like I have to say, one movie, here's another movie that I did like, even though it was super gory. Desperado. If you were to compare it to Desperado, what would you say about that? I did kind of like Desperado. Although partly that may be because Salma Hayek was in it. And Salma Hayek. Yeah. But I like Desperado a lot. What's in the case? A guitar? I'm looking for a man named Bucho. That's all. But you had to do things the hard way. Yeah, but El Mariachi was better. But Desperado was stylish, though. When in that whole sequence when the dude with the knives is walking down and like they're having that big like knife fight, gunfight, and it's all set to that don't look back, or don't. I mean, that is clutch. I don't care what anybody says. That is style. That is straight style. It was El Mariachi with the budget. Yeah. Desperado. I like Desperado, I have to say. Okay. So it looks like we are going to wait. All right. You wait, tensed and ready to run if necessary. Then you notice a man stepping from the tree line below. Who goes there? He demands. Friend or foe? Well, now he's seen us. Now he has seen us. Okay, so what should we do? Do we say friend? Or do we say foe? Or do we say friend of whom? Or do we say John Cena? Da, 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 da. No, just kidding. Oh, man. And my name is... Da, 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 da. All right. What should we say? Okay. Potential boyfriend. I like the idea that everyone in chat... I've always liked the idea that this is us doing this as a group, right? So a group of us, like, just say friend or foe or whatever you guys decide. And Trendane is like, potential boyfriend? And then just like steps back quietly. Ah, that's really helpful. Okay, Thorn. You found the level of gore in John Wick acceptable. The sequel was worse. You found Django Unchained intolerable. Yeah. So that would kind of bother me. So Thorn, I have a question. You know the scene I'm talking about. Don't spoil it for others, but you know the scene I'm talking about in John Wick 2, right? I'm only asking this because it will let me know if you're in sync with me on this. I thought that scene in the park was badass. Do you agree that was a well done scene? I'm just curious. And Kerflop, same thing. I mean, again, don't spoil the scene, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Tren, you've seen it, right? That scene is sweet, and it does a lot with a little. It does a lot with a little. Like it's the subtlety of it, right? That is just like, oh man. Also, that role I have to say really plays to Keanu Reeves' strengths because he doesn't have to talk a lot. He just has to kind of look awesome, and Keanu Reeves is actually a good actor at that kind of role, the sort of quiet, stoic type who, actually does a decent amount of like, you get a sense of energy and passion from his face. He's not bad at that stuff. His problem comes when he's really trying to act extensively with tons of lines and dialogue, and he doesn't handle that so well. I think so, Aaron. Yeah, I don't know because I haven't seen the movie. I just saw that end scene. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to like give anything away. I just saw that one scene and I was like, yeah. I thought that scene was sick. I'm like, that's really good. And I found it because I was reading an article that was interviewing Keanu Reeves about John Wick 3. So, yeah, but Purge, no, don't say the thing. Don't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for people. I don't even know what it means. That's all I know. but yes, basically that. But I don't even know what it meant. I mean, I knew that from watching that scene. He's remaking Dini as the starring role or the staring role. That's probably true. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, Okay, friend of whom? Friend of whom? Then you are a foe. The man laughs softly. With a swift movement of his hands, he gestures to his dogs. They bound forward, two catching your wrists and slavering jaws, holding them tightly but firmly. One flick of my finger, he says, and you'll never lift so much as a fork again. Now give me a straight answer. Are you with us or against us? Okay, so we have our wrists being held by dogs. I want that to be clear. Do we cast a spell? Which I don't know how we do that with wrist hand. Do we cast a spell? Let me pass. Say, I am with you. Tren. I am with you. I am against you. I don't understand what you're asking. Fight. Isn't fighting going to be hard with our hands, like, in their wrists? Like, with our wrists being held by two dogs? We're going to fight with them. We're going to John Wick. So this is a reverse John Wick. This is where we have to kill dogs. Tell them. I'll kill them. I'll kill them all. I don't know. It certainly makes you wonder. Like, I'm just thinking about the position, and I'm like, they have my wrists and their jaws, and I'm like, fight with my laser eyes? Like, how do I... Yeah. Do you mean you mean the swift answer that the game just did right now? We didn't do a swift answer. You mean the swift answer that the guy did? Because we voted for each of these things. Yeah, that's true. Tightly but firmly, but strongly, but not weakly, but I didn't make it through John Wick 2. Okay. Sounds like the first John Wick is worth it, though. I will consider that. It's still not available on Amazon Prime for free. Right. That's true. Yeah, he didn't just instantly kill us. Now, we do know that Vic is in control. We do know that the wolves are under the control of Vic. We just don't know who the hell Vic is. Firmly, but timidly. All right, we're going to last call this. Right now, we're basically doing the whole... I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe. Yes, although we've had a couple of sequences here where that hasn't happened, and actually we have died. The young Vic or the old Vic? Nice, nice. Firmly but boyfriendly, Lee. I feel like they need to make a whole new version of this trend, but just for you, if you know what I'm saying. I think they need to make a modern... They need to make a different tweak. You know what I'm saying? Sorcery 2, Khare, Cityport of Traps, the Trendane Sparks edition. Modded Sorcery 2, yeah. And it's basically like... it's basically like Pride and Prejudice meets Underworld, you know. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I have no doubt. I have no doubt. All right, I think we last called it. Okay. I don't understand what you're asking. I don't understand what you're asking. You're a stranger in the city, perhaps. The man nods thoughtfully. You're a late recruit to our cause. Well, it isn't too late. The fee to join is... He pauses a moment as he sizes up what you're worth. For you, 35 gold pieces. Now, we only have 2 gold, so not a big deal if we have to give him our money. But I don't have that much, or I won't pay you anything. I won't pay you anything is the get ready for something, I don't know. But I don't have that much is honest, because we don't have 35 gold. So I don't have that much, or I won't pay you anything. Yeah, there's no vote on this one. Don't have. Don't have. Don't have. We don't have it. We don't have that much. I won't pay you anything. Echo's like, you will pay for your lack of... Oh. Won't pay. You can still manually add values. What's up, Admiral Kirk? Yes, no, I know. I know that. You are welcome to search me slowly. Or don't have. Oh, Tren. Yeah, get it from the Pixies. This is all the Elven's fault. This is all the Elven's fault. Good to see you, Admiral Kirk. How you doing? All right, it looks like we are going to... let me see. So we've got don't have, don't have, don't have. We have won't pay, won't pay. Don't have. All right, so it looks like we're going with don't have. Going once. Going twice. Okay. I don't have that much. The man looks at you for a long moment trying to decide if you're lying to him. Decide if you lie. Are you lying? Finally he says, then I'll take your money pouch. So take it, which means we'll give up 2 gold. Or you can take the money from my dead body. I mean... He's like, I just changed this a long time ago. God, speaking of that, yeah, where's Korga? Where's Korga at in all this? Take it, take. Take it. 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 Take it, but return the pouch. I'm as poor as it is. Fight me. Want to fight? Fight me. Okay, quick programming note, by the way, that we are on for about another 20 minutes. We're ending early today because I'm going to be playing D&D with G&G over with GOG over on GOG.com's Twitch channel on my Pen and Pixel show. We're going to be going from 3 to 6 tonight instead of 4 to 7. So we're going to be wrapping up here a little bit early, and we do need to vote for next game. Okay, we'll see you, Net. Good seeing you, man. I will catch you very soon. Always good seeing you, sir. So this is the next game, by the way. Exactly, Trent. This is the next game. This is the vote for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month, which I'm going to be playing, I believe it is next week, if I'm not mistaken, next Tuesday. So now is the chance for your final vote. So get your vote in over there, because today is going to be when we're wrapping up that vote. So make sure you get that in. And it looks like we are taking it. Take it, but return the pouch. Take it. You nod, indicating the money pouch at your waist. The man takes it, counts out its contents. I see I misread you, he remarks. You're just another beggar. Well-dressed, perhaps, but no better than the rest of us. He throws back your now empty money pouch, then gestures for the wolves to release you. Stay clear of the city tonight, beggar, he declares. And if anyone asks, make sure your loyalties lie with Vic. With that, he whistles to his wolves and sweeps away into the night. You breathe a heavy sigh of relief. Whew! All right, we survived. You have reached the north gate once more. The ground is empty still. The goblins have not yet risen. Off to one side is a well, but there is no other cover. Wasting no time, you stride over to the gate. You still don't have all the lines, though. You reach the other side of the clearing unscathed and stand below the enormous doors. Okay, the thing is, though, I don't think we can do this, though, but let's try it, I guess. Do we force open the doors? Do we... That is such a good, right? You know what I'm saying, Aaron? That is such a good scene. Or cast a spell. All right, so we got back there. I don't know whether recite the spell. I mean, the fact that it's giving us the option, maybe we do have this spell, but I don't think we have that fourth line. But anyway, what should we do? Do we force open the doors, recite the spell, or cast a spell? I mean, we got 3 lines of it. Maybe we do our best. We have what? Okay. Recite the spell, recite the spell. I guess we'll get as far as we can with it, and then we'll just kind of be like, Klat Baratu. Well, I didn't say any single solitary syllable, but I basically said it, yeah. Okay, we're going to last call this. Six Semper Tyrann. Speaking of an ultra-violent movie, I kind of like Army of Darkness in spite of how violent it is. But not my thing. All right, we're going to recite the spell, or we're going to try anyway. You knock firmly on the door until you wake the voice within. Do you know the spell to open this gate? It intones. You try to remember what you were told about the order of the lines. Okay, So let's take a look at the order of the lines, because we did have this somewhere. Okay, so the first line, Lord Theta, Shinva, Scholar, and then Lord Mulis. Lord Mulis we don't have. So Theta, Shinva, Lorag. So that means Theta, Shinva. So that goes by Korga's Grace and Forga's Pride. Wait, I already forgot. Lorag, what now? Theta, Shinva, Lorag. Theta, Shinva, Lorag. Theta, Shinva, Lorag. Theta, Shinva, Lorag. So it's Korga's Grace, Forga's Pride, one lock made of Golem's hide, tumblers 2 sealed deep inside. Okay. All right, here we go. Meet the Feebles. Okay. Korga's Grace and Forga's Pride. Shoot. Is it Tumblers 2? By Korga's Grace and Forga's Pride, is it Tumblers 2 or is it one lock made of Golem's hide? What did I just say? One lock? Okay. Tumblers 2 sealed deep inside. You stand back to see what effect your line has had. The voice has gone silent because we don't have all the lines yet. We're one short. All right, do we wait or do we look around? Do we wait or do we look around? Wait, look around, wait. We have wait, look around, look around. Wait, look around. Necktie, nickel. Exactly. Wait, look around, look. Look around. You want to seem like a square. Nice. I see what you did there, Kirk. Wait, look around, look around, look around. So we got 3 waits, 3 look rounds. 3 waits, 3 look rounds. Do we look round? Okay, we're tied up here. We need a tie-breaking vote. And wait. All right, let's say wait. You wait impatiently to see what will happen. Then the voice booms out. Incorrect. This door is sealed. Damn it. The rest of it plays out exactly as you recall. In the midst of the bloodshed, the ghost appears, beckoning to you. Well, damn it. It seems you were not successful, the wizard remarks. I need to put in this thing. You were not successful. The way is shut. It seems you were not successful. Will you try again? Are you willing to give up the search now? Well, this last time that we got sent back, we did get the 3rd line and we got the order. So we just need the 4th line now. We just need the 4th line of the spell. So do we abandon Khare or do we continue the search? Do we abandon Khare or do we continue the search? As soon as we make this last decision, Echo. Search. Abandon. We're close. I mean, like, we only have one thing left to do, which is to get this last line. And then we can get back, head out, and then it's the 7 serpents. All right, looks like we're aiming for search. Search. Continue. Okay. All right. Continue it is. I will try again, you tell him. This time, the wizard advises you, choose your path with care. I did, punk. All right, ready myself. Once again, the wizard begins the spell, and you feel yourself drawn into the air. We lose another maximum stamina, which is unfortunate. Okay, now the question is, where do we go? So we have down here. So we've got Slang, this Slang guy, who's between, it says, the docks and the well in Lower Khare. And I think that this, I want to say, is Lower Khare. So, and this is Upper Khare. So we need to get, just looking based on these items, right? Just looking at the clues. The shrine is located between the well and the docks in Lower Khare. The well and the docks. And then the guy we're trying to get, Mulis, is a living corpse. He was the guy that had that last line. So the well and the docks. Okay. Well, here are the docks. And as far as the well is concerned, I don't know where the well is. That might be the well? Well. Oh, no. You know what? That's the well. So it's between here and here is where this slang guy is. So my guess is then that we should go probably to the fields, right? I think we probably want to go to the fields because then we can head up this way and we can try to get over to here. Right? Does that make sense? So we don't want to go up here. We got all this stuff already. We just need to get the line, which is somewhere in here. So probably that means, but we don't need to go outside either because we already got inside and whatever. So it's this that we're looking at probably. Is everyone cool with that? With doing the fields? Are people cool with going to the fields? And then we'll know the next time what we have to do is we have to find somewhere in here. We'll have to kind of head up this way, talk to the dude with slang or whatever, / find the walking corpse so we can get that last line, and then that will allow us to go to the north gate and finally head out this way. Yeah, it looks like there is a drawbridge. Oh, like right here? Yeah, but the problem is, though, it doesn't let you do that. It doesn't let you go back the other way. Even when we got from here to here, we ended up, like, floating down the river, basically. Like, I don't know if you remember, but we jumped off the ship and then, like, swam, and we ended up... So, it wasn't that easy to get over this bridge in the first place. But I think that is a drawbridge. I'm almost positive that's what that is, yeah. Okay. Fields it is. The second time is no more pleasant than the first. The pain builds and then you explode outwards, teeth and skull and limbs flying in all directions. The Cityport below looms large, swallowing you like a dark mouth. And then you are awake again. You are back at the junction of 3 roads. The city lies before you in its entirety. These are the outskirts of Khare. Huts huddle like beggars on either side of the tracks leading uphill into the Cityport. You just catch sight of the old man disappearing into a hut on the left-hand side of the right track. Just at that moment, a cart rolls down the road from the right and careens around the corner to take the main track ahead. This time, however, the crates on it wobble but do not fall, and it disappears up the road, leaving nothing behind. Interesting. It seems not everything is fixed after all. That is interesting, so it means that time will go differently in each of these cases. Okay, cool. So when we start next time, we will know that we have 3 choices. We can go to the right, which probably doesn't make a lot of sense. We can go straight up, which seems like it'll probably be the most direct route to go up this way. Or we can head left, which will also bring us through Dwarftown, which we didn't go to before. And that actually would probably lead us through the bulk. So basically the idea is, I think if we want to go and like go directly to the well, do not pass go, do not collect $200, you'd want to go the middle route like this. If you wanted to go through this area and maybe meet up with the dude who has the line anyway, we never went over to Dwarftown and the Artist Quarter and all that. We never spent any time in here. We basically went up here. So we could just go around this way and try to find him on the way. So, but we will have to think about that the next time. Oh, and we're no longer, that's interesting. So we go back in time, which means that Korga is no longer our god. Okay. We still know the order of the lines, though, I think, right? Do I? I hope we know the order of the lines. Yes. And do we have still all the lines that we had? Yeah. So we still have all the lines. So, okay. Cool. That is awesome. That is awesome. But unfortunately, as much as I was having fun, and I hope you folks were as well, we do have to rise up on out of here because I got to get ready for D&D with GOG, which is going to be happening in just a little bit. But before I do that, now's our chance to get your last vote in. So now's the chance. I'm going to be playing this next week. I've been really enjoying this a lot, Marinda, and my understanding is that books 3 and 4 are even better. And books 3, I mean, again, what they said was, Rock, Paper, Shotgun said that this series was, if you take it as a whole, the best role-playing, one of the best computer role-playing games ever, which is high praise. So if that's true, then I would say, we'll see what happens. But I've been very impressed. And again, I love all the fighting fantasy books or whatever. But it seems like there's a lot to this. Yeah, I know. But I would give it the interesting thing, Miranda, though, is that it's very replayable. Like, there's a lot of choices you could do differently than the way we've done them. And so if you start with the Shamantanti Hills, that is a little bit more directed and railroaded, a little bit more than the later books. Then this one already has opened out quite a bit. And supposedly Seven Serpents Part 3 really opens out. So, yeah, so that's the deal with that. Yes, and also the maps are good. I really like these. I am really impressed. Yeah, part 1, I still liked Shamantanti Hills, but it wasn't as good. Part 2, this has been great. It's like really complex too, like very, very complex and involved in a good way. So, all right, last chance here, folks. It looks like Lamplight City's got 11 votes, Outward with 7, Baba's You with 5. So last chance here, last chance, going once. That's true, they are, because these started out as also Android ones as well. You don't need that, Kerflop. If you can get, these are also available on Android. Or iOS, as Ballstick just said. Going twice. All right. Lamplight City is what I will be playing next week. I will give that a shot. Lamplight City got in a last vote just in under the gun. So Lamplight City is what I will be playing next week. That seems good. Everyone said that it was pretty good, so I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. I don't know. I have heard many good things about it on the phone screen, but I have not played it on that. I've only played it on Steam, so I can't. Oh, wait. No, that's not true. I actually did play a little bit of Shamantanti Hills on my phone. I forgot about that. Yeah, it played fine. It played fine. Now, I did not play very far into it, though. Most of it I've played on Steam. So, yeah. And a lot of people said, like, it's just really, really good. So we will see. Okay. But that is going to... My pleasure. That's going to do it for me. I got to get ready now because, again, D&D with GOG coming up. Now, remember, this is going to be earlier than normal. We're going to be going from 3 to 6 p.m. instead of 4 to 7 today. And then I will be back here tonight at 9 p.m. for the Arvocalis and the Banner Saga 2. I hope you folks enjoyed this today as much as I did. You can check me out, as always, here. You can support the channel by following, by checking out the YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCard, the ArvCard and Discord. You can check out the Twitter with !ArvTweets, arvaneleron.com has details about all of this. Please check out my merchandise area with !ArvShop, the Patreon with !ArvTrayon, and last but certainly not least, of course, the sub button. We had a couple more people jump up and resub today, so that would be nice. It's not all text. No. There's a map. And there is being able to see the map, and then there's different little mini games and stuff, plus the fighting itself that you can do. But it's not like heavily graphics intensive, but it is very pretty in terms of how that works. And that would be awesome, Kerflop, if you're able to do that. So, but yes, so that's the deal with my shop and my channel and all that good stuff. And thank you all so much. And don't forget, coming up soon, we have, of course, ArvCon this weekend, which is our first order of business. And then our second order of business is that, which is the graphic novel Icarus, Jelinek, the sequel to Icarus, both being published, in the second case published for the first time, and in the first case of Icarus, republished with new art by Athos Arts Limited, Athos Arts LLC. It looks... Again, the art is just so awesome, and I'm really excited to share this with you, but I will definitely need everyone's assistance as we launch that Kickstarter. That'll be happening on June 11th. Go ahead and take a look at that video if you want to know more details about that. Otherwise, ArvCon is this weekend, and thank you, Miranda. I appreciate it very much. But I will see you fine folks over on GOG.com's Twitch channel in about 45 minutes. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Aradinel, Dragonspear, who were here and were awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to my wonderful subs, Aradinel, Dragonspear, Echo FX5, Kerflop, Nonstop, Ballsteg, Lucathea, and Uncle Elias. Thank you again to Ballsteg for being awesome with Athos Arts. Thank you to Kerflop for sending us this, which again will be given away to the second top donator. And thank you, as always, to everyone who supports this channel. It really does make a difference. Thank you. Thank you to Admiral Kirk, to Avocado Badato, Chrono Travis, Commander Root, ECAG, Electrical Longborg, Aranth Gorgar, Happy Shrapnel. I don't think I've seen you in here, Happy Shrapnel. I hope you like what you saw and heard and will support by following and checking out the Patreon and the subsystem if possible. Thank you to Jagtress, to Lurks, to Mubot, I guess. Thank you to Marinda. Oh, also Marinda, I wanted you to know that you should be aware that your name may end up being partially, how do I put this? Immortalized, at least a version of it, in Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. I'm just saying. It's just something to think about because of your help with the characters. Just saying. But thank you to Mr. Mano. Thank you to Nedved. Thank you to Politsai. Thank you to Pirate Savvy. I like that, Pirate Savvy. Hope you like what you saw. Pirate Savvy will support us as well in the ways I mentioned. Thank you to Staka. Thank you to Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Thank you to Thorn969. Thank you to Tobik. Thank you to Trendane. As always, you will see Trend this weekend, of course, as part of D&D with Infinity and Beyond, and, of course, Adventures of Middle-earth as well. Thank you to, and you also will hear Trendane's voice prominently in that Icarus video that I mentioned. Thank you to you, Christian. Thank you to V&K, and thank you to Virgo Pros. That's going to do it for me. Thanks, everyone. Much love, and I will see all of you wonderful people in about 45 minutes over on GOG. Don't forget, I'll be back here on this channel Thursday for Emberwind and Friday at 4 p.m. for ARFCon. But I'll see you folks in just a little bit over at DoD with GOG Storm King's Thunder, Pen and Pixels at 3 p.m. Until then, be good to each other. Have a good one.
Well, do you remember when the world was fresh and new? When it all seemed clear to you? When your aim was straight and true? Well, your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart. Well, your life untainted by a host of broken dreams. When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means. Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh, yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Go on and search now through your pile of broken lies and your set of fake goodbyes. Another cynical disguise. When will they catch you? All those